Hey guys, I'm Khierstyn Ross, and I want to do a quick video for just going through my experience with StudentWorks. So I've been out of the program now for about 6 years, and I joined in my second year of university. The reason I joined was I was 17 at the time, and I had been through every job that there was, through fast food to flyer delivery, and I would accelerate at things but get bored really quickly. And so when I was looking for, when the clipboard came around my class, I sat through the information session, and the one thing that really caught my attention was how it was positioned as a different kind of opportunity for students, that if you wanted to stand out and get a different kind of experience that only the elite, really ambitious students that wanted to stand out and have something on their resume besides marks, then this is an opportunity you should really consider. And at the time, I joined because it seemed like what's the worst that could happen, right? Best case, the program does what it said it will, and worst case, I learn a heck of a lot. So I went through that first summer of StudentWorks, and it was definitely the hardest summer of my life. But what came out of that was a 7-year career with StudentWorks that took me. I ran the business between Ottawa and Toronto for 3 years, and then I ended up becoming a general manager for 4 years, where I directly worked with people just like you to show you how to start and manage a business right up into 6 figures plus in a 6-month period, which is really a game changer if you think of it. And I can't recommend StudentWorks enough. I think it is the absolute best decision I have ever made in my life, because with StudentWorks, it really forced me to learn a system that I had to apply, a system that was proven to work for thousands of other students before me. And going through StudentWorks allowed me not only to graduate debt-free from student loans, but it also gave me a massive edge above my peers in terms of how to operate a business, how to manage people, how to sell, how to market a business. And even if you, back then I didn't think that I would go into entrepreneurship after having an opportunity to work with StudentWorks Painting, but everything that StudentWorks allowed me was really like a business training boot camp where I got real world results, and it allowed me to build a foundation for when I committed to being an entrepreneur and grow a multi-6-figure consulting company off of the back of what I learned with StudentWorks. I can't recommend it enough. So even if entrepreneurship isn't necessarily where you're thinking of going, if you have your sights on being a leader in terms of maybe you want to be a head surgeon, or you do want to be a business owner, or you want to work with the Fortune 500 company, your experience is going to open so many doors for you outside of StudentWorks. And I cannot recommend the program highly enough. In terms of what life was like before StudentWorks, frankly, I was a bit lost. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I knew that I got great marks in the sciences, so by default, I went into biochemistry, but quickly into learning in my second and third year that I couldn't stand the labs. I was meant for something else, and StudentWorks allowed me to really test in the real world what I was good at and really hone those skills in, and it really put me on the right path in my life. And I think in terms of going through the process, what really surprised me about going through StudentWorks is, this is going to sound kind of cliche, but in the information session, it was presented to me as a very hard opportunity, that not for the faint of heart. And they were talking about 80-hour weeks in May, and then they were talking about how their average operator does thousands of dollars in profit at the end of that first summer. And it was weird to me because I didn't think that could actually be a possibility. But running through the system and seeing my peers go through it during the program, I think was the most surprising thing for me, is they really deliver on the results they promise as long as you put in the work. So StudentWorks is not a cakewalk. It's not something where you're going to show up and work 10 hours a week and you're going to be a millionaire. It is definitely something you get what you put into it. And I think allowing you to really be in a position where you can set a goal for how much money you want to make at the end of the summer and see a real plan and work with a DM or general manager to really help you realize that, will help you really give you a framework for life for achieving those really ambitious goals, because it really helps you break down something you may have not done before into tangible pieces and help you build up to that every single day and every week if this is your first or second year in the program. And I mean, I just can't recommend it enough. I think that if I had my sights set on being an entrepreneur and I hadn't ever done StudentWorks, I would be in for rude awakening and surely wouldn't have as good of success as I do right now in such a short time frame. So now, a few years later, StudentWorks has allowed me to really run a multi-six-figure consulting company. I work now with entrepreneurs in a coaching capacity to get them to launch e-commerce companies online. And the framework for being able to even help people launch and scale companies now is all because of what I learned with StudentWorks. So I think if you're considering this program, you don't have to have your direct sights set in business or entrepreneurship. I think if you even want to refine your skills to really learn how to be an effective person, StudentWorks is 100% the program for you, but it is not for the faint of heart. You have to put in the time, you have to put in the work, just like anything you want really badly. And this is an amazing training program to do that. So cannot recommend it highly enough. StudentWorks 100% changed my life. And I don't know, it's scary to think where I would be today if it weren't for this opportunity. So thanks, Chris, for letting me do this video.